At the beginning of the film, we see a king with his soldiers chasing a dragon in his cave. On entering the cave, the king was looking intently at something, during which the dragon attacks them with fire, and one by one he kills all the soldiers of the king. The king had no choice but to beg the dragon for his life. Centuries later another kingdom is shown. This kingdom is very poor. The people here are dying of hunger, and Elodie, who is the main character of this movie, is the princess here. Today, she receives a marriage proposal from a prince of a very big kingdom, which made her dad very happy, because they felt that if Elodie gets married, the situation in their kingdom will change. Elodie reluctantly agrees to this marriage to change the circumstances of her kingdom, and for his marriage, these people leave for that kingdom. While approaching this island, they also saw some dragons inside the storm. Now these people reached the palace. Elodie loved the castle. They were welcomed by a royal servant in this palace. That palace was much bigger than their own, and they were shown their rooms to rest. At night, she was standing on the balcony looking outside. Then she saw a fire in the distant mountains. Well, now it's morning. The queen tells Elodie's dad that I approve of this relationship, and they will get married tomorrow. I need to talk to you about this. After which the prince and Elodie leave to talk to each other. Elodie asks Prince if he is being forced into this marriage too. Prince says no, not at all. I like you very much. While talking, these people reach a hill, and Elodie tells the prince that yesterday I saw a fire in the hills on the other side. Prince says yes, those hills are very important to us. In a cave built inside we have some old rituals, which rituals will happen even after our marriage, and we will go there on the day of marriage. In the next scene we are shown that Elodie's dad has been pretty upset since he met Queen. When Elodie's mom asks him about his problem, he doesn't say anything, so she decides to talk to Queen. But Queen is very arrogant. She doesn't talk to Elodie's mom, saying she's from a small kingdom. She now goes to her two daughters and tells them I think something very bad is going to happen. During the conversation, Elodie's dad also comes there, who had taken her mother from here while talking. It was obvious that he was also trying to hide something. Well, in the next scene we see Elodie's marriage to the prince. Elodie was on her way with the prince to the mountains she had seen burning a few days before. Prince had already told Elodie that they would have some rituals there. They reach the fire inside the mountain, where the people of that kingdom are already waiting for them. Queen tells Elodie that a dragon lives in this cave that wreaked havoc on our kingdom 100 years ago. And then one day our king decided to take revenge on him. He came to this cave to fight him, but this dragon was too dangerous. No one had ever defeated it. Even our king could not win from him. To save his life, our king made a deal with him that he would give his 3 daughters to this dragon, after which this dragon never attacked our kingdom. We have been doing this ritual since that day till today. The queen joins the hands of both the prince and Elodie by giving cuts on their hands, and says to them that from now you both have become one. Prince lifts Elodie in his arms. Elodie was blushing but also very happy, because she didn't know what was going to happen to her in the next moment. Prince had lifted Elodie and dropped her down into the ditch, where Elodie falls unconscious. When she regains consciousness, she screams for help, and here the sleeping dragon is awakened by her voice. When no one comes to help Elodie, she decides to climb up, but the place was very slippery and she kept falling down. We see that there were many other girls' belongings in the place. Suddenly Elodie notices fire in the air as she goes to look and sees that some flying insects have been burned to death by the fire. That fire was blown by a dragon. Elodie was scared when she saw the dragon, and here the dragon asks her what's your name. When Elodie tells her name, the dragon tells her that you are here under a deal in exchange for which I will kill you today, because I smell royal blood from inside you. Elodie runs away before anything bad happens to her, and the dragon, seeing her fleeing from there, attacks her with his fire. Elodie ran into a small cave there, but she was not completely saved from the fire of the dragon. Her foot was badly burned. She tears off her clothes and binds the wound on her foot. Elodie couldn't give up. She has to run away from here under any circumstances. She gets up and starts exploring the place, and on going forward, she sees a blue light. Following the light as she approaches it, she discovers that it was coming from a tree. Elodie wanted to go to the tree, but there was a big gap in the middle. The dragon was behind her and moved forward. Somewhere she had to go. She decides to jump from there, but a wrong step puts her life in danger. So now she was about to fall into the ditch, but with the help of the knife she held in her hand, she saved herself and came to the other side of the ditch. Here, the tree from which the blue light was coming out actually had some small glowing insects on it. Ellery again rips her dress and makes a pot, filling it with a lot of insects, so that they may act as a lamp for her as she walks forward. A little further Elodie also finds a small water fountain. Elodie opens her mouth to drink water, but just then the dragon comes from above, and attacks her with his fire, to avoid which Elodie runs away again. Elodie hid in a small cave again, and the dragon tells Elodie this time that, how much you will avoid me, at the end you will come to me. The names of many girls were written inside this small cave. Upon reading, Elodie realizes that many girls must have been sacrificed here. She was so tired from all these things that she fell asleep, and when she wakes up from sleep, all the bugs that she had collected in her clothes are sitting on her wound. Elodie is very nervous to see them. and when one by one she removes these insects from her wound, she sees that her wound is completely healed. These insects were of great use, they healed her wound. Well, she goes ahead with them, and on a small stone she finds a map of the way out, following which she wanted to get out of here, but the path was full of stones. She could have died from those stones, but she was not that cowardly. She climbs up with great difficulty, ignoring her pain, and finally finds her way out. When she reached on the top, she finds that this place is on the top of a very dangerous mountain. There is no way to get down from here. Now she was crying. She wanted to shout loudly to someone, but no one could hear her from so high up. He hears the sound of some horses galloping here, and in the meantime, the dragon is here too. Before the dragon can attack her again, Elodie comes inside the cave, and the dragon says to her that no matter how much you run, no one has ever escaped from this place. I will catch you. They were just talking when suddenly Elodie heard her dad's voice from inside the cave below. Hearing these sounds, the dragon also goes downstairs to see Elodie's dad, and from here Elodie descends to her dad, and along the way she finds 3 broken dragon eggs. Seeing these eggs, she understands that the story that the queen told her was half true and half false, that the dragon had killed their people. Actually, many years ago when the king came inside this cave, he saw that there were 3 dragon eggs from which 3 dragons were hatching. The king killed these 3 dragon babies, and this is what the dragon is taking revenge from them till today. Here the scene is cut and we are shown a scene from the past. While the king is begging the dragon for his life, the dragon tells the king that I want to see you suffer too. I will kill 3 children from each generation of yours, after which I will let you and your kingdom live in peace. The scene cuts back to the present where Elodie's father is calling to his daughter, and then the dragon appears in front of him. He tells the dragon that I have come to get my daughter back, even if I have to fight you for it, I am ready to fight. The dragon says him then call your daughter here. Elodie's dad shouts, Elodie, wherever you are, don't come here. Saying this, the dragon gets angry and he digs one of his nails into Elodie's dad's chest. Seeing her dad die in front of her, Elodie lets out a scream that distracts the dragon. The dragon goes to the other side to find Elodie, so Elodie goes to her dad as she gets the chance, who was dying, telling Elodie that I am dying for my sins and you have to live. Your mother and sister are waiting in our ship. As he says this he dies and Elodie moves forward to leave. Elodie was climbing up using the same chain they had used to get here, and the dragon had seen her too. She somehow manages to get out of the cave while avoiding the attack of the dragon. Now she runs away on her dad's horse as the dragon follows her to attack with fire. She gets off the horse and hides under a rock. By doing this she does not look in the eyes of the dragon, and the dragon in anger burns her horse. In the far palace, the queen was watching all this. She is also angry and says all this is happening because of Elodie and I will fix it all. In the ship, Elodie's sister was watching the fire in the mountains. Suddenly the queen came to the ship and kidnapped Elodie's sister, because the queen's plan was to save her kingdom from the dragon by giving Elodie's sister to the dragon instead of Elodie, Elodie's mom, who tries to save her daughter. The queen attacked her with a knife and left here. The next scene, Elodie's mom reached her in injured condition. She tells Elodie, I'm fine. I'll take care of myself. Go find your sister whom they are going to sacrifice to the dragon in your place. Here Elodie tells her mom that our dad is also gone. After telling this, she immediately leaves for the cave, because she knew that the queen would have taken her sister to the cave, where queen mixes her own blood with Elodie's sister's blood and throws her into the ditch below, and the dragon captures Elodie's sister. Elodie had also reached the cave by this time, but no one knew about it because she was preparing now before going to the dragon. She first packs a lot of glowing worms with her, and takes the sword of her dad along with some weapons in the cave, which could be useful in fighting dragon. The scene cuts to show that the dragon hasn't killed Elodie's sister yet. He was sitting next to his dead children, and dragon was telling Elodie's sister that your elders killed my children, and now I'm going to make them just as uncomfortable by killing their daughter Elodie. I know she will definitely come to your rescue. I'd enjoy killing her more than killing you. Here Elodie makes some noise inside the cave to distract the dragon, which lets the dragon know she's coming. And here Elodie runs to her sister as the dragon heads out to find her. Before Elodie can rescue her sister and take her away, the dragon flies here again. Elodie tells the dragon that we were lied to, that you were invading their kingdom, but the truth was that they killed your children. Dragon says whoever is, then they are your elder, I will take their revenge from you. Elodie says no, we are not their children. Before Elodie can tell the dragon anything else, the dragon attacks her with his fire, to avoid which when she is backwards, she falls into the water. She was in a lot of pain now. Dragon again catches her and wounds her with his nail, and this time to save herself from further damage, Elodie stabs him in the eye with her sword. The attack angered the dragon, to which he throws Elodie away and attacks her with his fire, but after hitting the stones there, the dragon started burning with his own fire. The dragon was badly injured by burns, and Elodie tells him, look at my hand wound. We were presented before you by making a cut and mixing our blood with their blood. We are not actually their children. They are living peacefully in their homes and are sacrificing innocent girls like us. As they killed your children, you are killing someone's children. after learning the truth. The dragon becomes quite miserable, tells Elodie that my punishment should be to kill me, please kill me, but here Elodie doesn't kill the dragon, and by applying the tiny bugs to the dragon, she collected from the same cave, she heals the dragon's wounds, after which she now came to the real traitors to take revenge, that is, to the prince and queen in the kingdom who threw her in front of the dragon in a cave under the pretense of marriage. Here the prince and queen were preparing to sacrifice another similar girl to the dragon by pretending to be married. Elodie tells her the truth and tells her to run away, after which Elodie tells everyone standing here that anyone who wants to save their life should leave here. Queen says, hey girl, what do you think? You can scare us if you survive the dragon. You alone cannot spoil anything for us. Elodie says, I'm not alone. As soon as she said this, a dragon flying in the sky flew over the palace. The dragon destroys the royal family here along with their entire palace with fire. His revenge was now truly fulfilled, after which, in the final scene of the story, we are shown that Elodie's sister and her mom are ruling on this kingdom. She is preparing to go back to her kingdom, and Elodie now says to her mom, I'm sure you'll run this kingdom pretty well in my dad's place, as well as ours. Her mom is very happy to hear this, and Elodie leaves for her kingdom, where now that dragon also becomes Elodie's dragon and goes with them, and here movie ends.